Welcome again to our virtual dojo. We are going to be running through kata as I promised on Tuesday. Today is Thursday, and we're going to run through basic kata. So this is the first class, white, yellow, and orange belt. So I'm going to begin with Hien Shodan. So we're going to do a different perspective. So part of the idea is I'm going to do a sort of a normal process if you're watching it from where you are. But then I am actually going to start breaking it down a little bit and then doing some reverse ideas so you can follow along in a mirror image. All right? So this is the first kata. So we start with Musubidachi. Heels together, hands by your side. Hien Shodan. And back. Then from here, moving into Yoi, first position. Yoi. So I'm just going to move it through. We're just going to do it slowly so it's easy for you to follow. So the first idea is moving to your left, setting your downward block, looking to your left as you start to squeeze down. Then pushing off the back foot and Gita is your first move. From here, stepping in, Oisuki, lunge punch. Shudan level. Okay? From here, looking over your right shoulder, you're going to quickly draw back, setting your hands here, moving your foot. Always place your foot ahead. And your eyes, your foot, plant your foot. Then from here, first self-defense move is hammer fist. Rising up and over, hitting about clavicle level. Then from here, stepping in and punching Oisuki Chudan. Now we're going to move forward. So we'll be looking that direction, setting your block here, retracting, and then moving forward to Gita. Before you start moving your feet, I want you to think about open hand rising block. So literally, without moving my feet, I'm going to set this block. Now I'm going to move in motion for the first Agyuki block. One. Then from here, setting the hand, I have to shuffle my feet a little bit because a lot of you are going to have very small spaces. So you're going to be stepping through again. Two. One more step before I move again. I open the hand up, and I'm going to step in again. Three, and Kiai. This is your first Kiai of the kata. Now we're going to pivot behind, drawing the back foot in, looking behind, Gita. Stepping through, and punching. Shudan level. Okay, all the time maintaining basic height. Keep your hips down. Pulling through. Gita. Stepping through. Chudan or Suki. Now, we're going to be heading back to our original position like every kata. So we're going to draw back, setting the block, looking towards the back, Gita. Stepping through, Oisuki Chudan. Two, you're going to be stepping through, but I have to shuffle with a lot of you because of lack of space. So we're going to pull this back, stepping through again. Chudan. One more punch through. And Kiai. That's your second Kiai of the kata. Now, these were all in front stance. Now we got to transition into back stance for the last four moves. Principle behind Hien Shodan is to introduce front stance as the main focus. So, squeezing up the back foot. You're going to set your hands, rotating through into back stance, knife hand block. Making sure in your knife hand block, 9 degrees with your block. Retracting hand just below your rib cage, above your belly button. So that little space between, right? You keep that nice and tight, elbow tucked in, nice back straight. Now you're in back stance, weight is on your back leg, maintaining good posture. Then you're going to move through, setting your block, moving into a 45-degree angle. Knife hand block, it's the second knife hand block. Draw it back, look over your shoulder, set your block, pivot, knife hand block. Then moving to the final corner, set, always look that direction first, and knife hand block. That is the finished kata technically, but you should always be, we call it sanchin or awareness. When you stand up, don't just drop your hands like this. I want you to keep your connection, your body focus, and your eye focus. So you want to maintain that sensation, feeling, joy. Now you can relax. So that is your first kata, Yanchoda. Okay, so we're going to move a little bit faster here, a little bit quicker. Okay, this was just the first time slow, move a little faster, then we'll break down some movements. Then I'm going to show you my hands going into the back end. So we're going to reverse that out. All right, so, well, Yanchoda and Yoi. So I'm going to move a little bit faster. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu kiai, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach kiai, kyu, ju, ni, and hello. So, just so you're understanding, when I'm coming back, we're going to show that portion of it. So let's say we've done the first ki, which is here, right? Adieu. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse this. So, adieu here. First ki point, facing the opposite direction. Then from here, pivoting through, downward block, stepping through, punching, turning, downward block, stepping through, punching. Now I'm heading back home, we're heading back to the first pose. First position, turning, doing bra, step punch, all chuden, step punch, ki. Awesome, okay? All right, so I know when you're viewing it from your end, what I'm going to try to do is do a mirror image. This might help some people that have difficulty because you're thinking, oh, you're supposed to be turning left. Why is he going that way? But actually, I am turning left. So I'm going to do a mirror image of the kata to help you along a little bit. All right. Like I mentioned with this kata, introduces front stance, basic chokusuki chiden punch, rising block, geto murai, knife hand block, back stance, and hammer fist. Okay? And a bit of a self-defense move, that hammer fist, as it twists up and over. We might get in a little bit of application, but we'll keep it fairly simple. So from here, now I'm going to do the mirror image of the kata. Ready? Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, kiai, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach kiai, ich, ni, san, shi, and yours. Hope that helps you. Okay. So it seemed very basic, but the whole key of this kata, first kata in the system, the first kata you'll need to learn for yellow belt is really learning proper front stance. Good posture, good downs. Like I mentioned in the kata, you always want to maintain that level movement. Remember we talked about a little bit on Tuesday. So the idea of that is always try to maintain certain level. One thing you don't want to be doing, for an example in the kata, is this kind of idea. This bouncing kind of effect. You really want to maintain a level. Once you get down in your stance, try to maintain that level. So you want to drive it through without rising your head up. Drive it through. Hammer fist. Drive it through. And proceed. Okay? Those are key elements with the kata. How self-defense move? Okay. So application. What is this? Well, the idea is someone trying to grab your wrist, twist. So it's more than just trying to pull away. Because if they're much larger than you, you're not going to be able to pull them. So the idea is, from the gate of bride, is to twist your wrist. And at the same time, watch my hip. Comes up and over. So it's more of a whole body effect with a hammer fist, not just this. Okay? So it's a big body effect. And then through. These open hand ideas, for an example, so we're in the gate of bride position. The open hand idea is technically one of the block ideas. So it's an open hand. Could also be a grabbing motion to strike. Okay, so that's kind of an application for that. The knife hands at the end, 4 knife hands. So we're getting into the last 4 moves. So I'll start from here. So when you're turning, knife hand, this is like you can imagine this is kind of a basic blocking idea. So it could either be a second attacker or could be to grab and strike. So these knife hands can be blocks and they can be strikes. So they're multi-purpose that way. Even the gate and bride, you first learn it as a block, can also be a strike, okay? As well as the agi, rising block. All right. So sometimes when you're in a really tight space, you might want to try what I call elevator kata. So just to give you an example of how that works. So the idea is you can do it in different ways. So we'll do it from this one way. So you're going to move both feet. This is really good for good dynamics. Get some spring in your step. So the idea from here, 1. Now just watch how I switch my feet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This idea. Hard to do, but can be done. Get the idea? Oh, it's craziness, I know. Something to think about. You're in a real, that's why I call it elevator kata, because you're in a very tight spot. Another way to work, once you've got a really good handle on the kata, you can work with 1 foot moving. So for an example, let's say I can only move my left foot. So think about that. So first is normal. Now watch. Can't move my right foot. 2, 3. This also works for tight space. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here comes trick part. Turning. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Standing. Okay. Good. Well, these are different ways to work your kata. And I'm going to focus on 1 kata for every class. So next week we'll probably work on hand knee end. Like I say, the biggest part of these katas is, even though you may have graded before on these katas, I want you to think about working them even more. The challenge is to move fluently. So now, once you got the basic moves of the kata, now it's a question about rhythm and timing. So I'm going to show you again that this is all about rhythm. Because kata has a rhythm. a tempo. So it's not all mechanical moves. It is also about rhythm, tempo, speed, slow, fast, quickness, combinations. So I'm going to give you just a prime example of how this works. So I always say about learning to do kata and finding rhythm once you get the moves, think about your direction, right? So the first two moves should be very quickly. Then second. Then quickly. That gets into a little bit of rhythm. So if you're just trying to work out techniques, what you can also do is just on the spot, do a bit of just hand movements. This also helps getting some feeling and timing. So for an example, what I would do from here is get right, punch, get right, punch. Sorry, do that again. So get right, punch, get right, hammer fist, punch, get right, block, block, kia, turning, get right, punch, get right, punch, right? Then from here, get right, punch, punch, kia, knife hand, knife hand. And then from there, knife hand and knife hand. These are good little practicing tools. Depending on your availability of space, and for also just helps you kind of work it out. So then you could do things like with your stances. You could simply just work the stances. So 1, step 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yes. And part of that idea, years ago when I played hockey, sometimes the coach would get us to throw our sticks on the ice and just focus on skating, right? So that principle, just working your stances, it's a good way to really solidify your foot movements. And then the hand movements are great if you're just even sitting in a chair. Sit in a chair, watching TV. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start working your hands. And then putting them all together when you've got some proper space and time. Work them all together in your kata. All right? And again, please reach out to us and let us know. Get some feedback, what you think. I'm hoping this is helpful for you in your self-isolating time period. And keep active, keep working out. And we appreciate all your feedback you can give us. And we'll keep on doing this until we can officially open up the dojo again. So thank you very much for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you again. Awesome.